I'm Sarah, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm currently in Vietnam. Today I'm going to give you a short tutorial on how to do the shoulder stand. We'll do shoulder stand and then into plow pose, and then I'll show you a good counterbalance, which is fish pose, which is good to do after the shoulder stand as well. Okay, this is often something we do at the end of the practice. Inversions are a nice way to end your yoga practice. So you might just want to make sure you're warmed up before you go into this one. And I'll talk you through it right now. Okay, so we'll come onto our backs. We'll start on our backs with this one. And then you're bringing the head down. It's important in this pose that you keep the gaze forward and don't turn the head up side to side once you're up in the pose, because you want to protect the neck. So from your back, you're going to start to send the legs overhead so that you can get the support of the lower back. And then you're going to straighten up the legs, aiming to get the hips over the shoulders so you're in that straight line. And then you would hold this for a good few breaths, traditionally around 10 breaths in the inversions. After about 10 breaths or so, you could start to take the legs overhead carefully into your plow pose. So for some of us, the feet will touch, and then the body is quite stable with the feet, so we could release the hands onto the mat. If the feet don't touch though, and they're a bit lifted, good to keep the support of the lower back, because you want to keep the body stable over the neck to protect the neck. So you're either having the hands with the support, or if the feet are on the ground, you can release the hands. So this is our plow pose. Other options here, you can take ear pressure pose, where the knees bend around the sides of the ears, or just stay in the plow pose. And again, you can stay for a few breaths there. When you are ready to come down, if the hands are not released, you can bring them off and start to release the hands, and then you start to slowly come down, but the hands are just helping resist you coming down, so it's not so sudden, and you're using the hands as brakes to then bring yourself down back safely onto the ground. A good counterbalance after you've done the shoulder stand is the fish pose. So for this one, you're bringing the hands underneath the seat, and then you're bringing the weight onto the forearm, so you're sort of hugging the elbows in together, lifting up the chest, and then you drop the crown of the head back. So notice here that my neck is in the opposite position to the shoulder stand, so that's why it's a good counterbalance, but also really nice to open up the chest and the shoulders. You can stay in this version, but there is another version of flying fish if you wanted this a bit stronger. For flying fish, you would release the hands underneath the seat, bring the arms forward and bring the palms together, maybe there, or maybe you lift up the legs as well, engaging the core, and it's a little bit more stronger for the core, this one. So again, you can hold the fish pose for a good few breaths there. When you are ready to come out of it, the weight comes back onto the forearms, so you can gently lift off the head and then just release the pose. You might want to bring the knees into the chest. Good. And so that's often something that we would finish off with at the end of the practice. Inversions are really good for calming the body, and that's a nice one that you often find at the end of your yoga practice. I hope you found that useful. For more yoga inspiration and videos, you can follow me at Sarah Lucy Yoga, and thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you, goodbye.